want you, I'll open the meeting. Open the Leominster Planning Board meeting for July 6th, 2020, 6:30. Can you read the governor's message, please?
Sure. Pursuant to Governor Baker's March 12th, 2020 order suspending certain provisions
Treated the same way everyone else is. Like if you wanted to see how the kids
of the open meeting law, General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 18, and the Governor's March 15th, 2020 order imposing strict limitation on the number of people that may gather in one place, this city meeting of the Leominster Planning Board will be conducted via remote participation to the greatest extent possible.
Elizabeth, this is Stephanie. Can you, as the host, mute everybody's lines except for the planning board?
Okay. Okay, everyone's muted unless they unmute themselves. And we need to unmute John because John's chairing the meeting. So let's do that.
I'm unmuted.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Schedule hearings. A public hearing for the definitive subdivision approval for Mary Avenue Extension. I believe we have a letter requesting this be continued.
We do. I can pull it up.
I can read it. On behalf of the client, James Xeris, we request a continuance of public hearing for the Mary Avenue Extension subdivision. We request a public hearing to be continued to the scheduled August Planning Board meeting of August 3rd, 2020. We should also request an additional extension of the required planning action time from this hearing to a date of November 2nd. Thank you. Requested by Anthony Cleves, professional engineer, or project engineer, Whitman and Bingham. So a motion would be in order to continue this meeting until our August meeting. We're going to have to determine what the date is on the August meeting. We haven't done that yet.
It's August 3rd, and currently we have nothing scheduled right now.
Well,
Okay, I
usually
make a
you only have
motion.
one meeting in August.
Yes, August 3rd. That is correct.
It is going to be August 3rd?
Yes.
Okay.
We do have 5 Mondays in August, just for the record. So
Well, why don't we go to the middle of August like we normally do?
We already discussed a summer schedule, and it was one for July and one for August. During the open public meeting, we agreed for one at the beginning of August. If you guys, okay.
All right, make a motion to make it for August, what, 6th?
Third.
Third.
3rd at 6:30.
Motion, do I have a second?
Second, Pat.
Okay, any discussion?
Nope.
Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Roll call.
John Souza,
Yes.
Carol Vittorioso,
She unmuted?
she can unmute herself.
Hi, yep, here, sorry.
You can, everyone is allowed to unmute themselves. I left it open that way.
Sometimes I can't find it, that's why.
Sal Tricone, excused. Paul Weiser,
Yes.
Fred Fredericks,
Yes.
Patrick Perla,
Yes.
Tom Kergnen.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Okay, 6:31. Reopen the open public meeting for site plan approval for 40 and 41 Summer Street. This was advertised and reopened because there was some new information that came in and that we wanted to bring forward. The only reason we have to bring it forward in an open meeting. So that's why this is rescheduled.
Who's that for the parking?
Okay, so do I have a representative for 40 and 41 Summer Street?
Yes, I'm Dan Botwinick, the principal of the ownership entity.
Okay, can you be a presentation?
Sure. I wanted to provide a little bit more background that I didn't get a chance to provide last time, but I think is relevant. I was able to have a conversation with Tom Brady. So our immediate abutters, Tom and Mary Brady, had some concerns at the last meeting. I spoke to them since and explained some of what I'm about to explain now. And at the end of it, he did say that he did support the project. So I did want to bring that up. And he had some concerns that no matter what we do, there may still be neighbors, or in other words, our future tenants that park in his property. And so, he still has concerns about that, but he understands that what I'm proposing is going to be a plus for the neighborhood, and ultimately supported it. So with that caveat, we had his support. So what I wanted to explain that what we currently have is a rooming house. So we don't need any additional parking to renovate the rooming house into essentially what it is that I'm proposing that we are actually going to do. Just what we would end up with is very small units that would not have ovens. They can't have cooking facilities. So we reached out to the city solicitor, and that was or Leominster city attorney, and that was essentially the decision. So what I'm proposing, and because I heard from the neighborhood, I know parking is a concern, rather than just sort of shoehorning a by right project in that would end up being micro units that would still really be a room house and not apartments. I wanted to do what the neighborhood wanted, and what I think is better for the city. And that's why we purchased the property across the street at 40 Summer, which does have a lot of additional parking. So I wanted to come back to the planning board and ask for permission to get this variance for a 1-to-1 parking ratio instead of a 1.5-to-1 parking ratio. But essentially, if this weren't approved, we'd already started the building permit application process, which we didn't complete because I realized I was going to be able to purchase this property across the street, but we could do essentially the same project just without ovens. So that was literally the only change we had to have our architect make to resubmit this this plan, which we've now put in front of the planning board. So hopefully it's a relatively easy approval with that additional information. Essentially, if we didn't have this approved, we could do sort of the same project by right, and I wouldn't be needing to do any of the additional parking that I'm offering at 40 Summer Street. In fact, I just have this property that I could further develop and even increase the density further. So what I'm actually hoping to do here is something that's going to improve the neighborhood and improve the parking situation over what would be possible by right. So that's something that I explained to Tom. The abutter who had some concerns, and I think that made him feel better about what we're proposing, and hopefully helps to address some of the concerns that the planning board has as well. We did also receive letters of support from the mayor as well as the building department.
Just a moment of protocol. John, did you want to open the hearing for the special permit so that Dan only has to go over this once?
I can do that. I'll reopen the public hearing for the special permit approval for use of 40 and 41 Summer Street. Special permit number 3 in 2020. Okay, go ahead, Dan.
Great, thank you. So we did receive the support of the mayor as well as the building department for these projects. And we've talked to the town, and we have permission, the city, and we have permission to use the overflow parking if it's needed along Summer Street and Carter Park, where there are another 15 spots along Summer Street and 23 spots along Main Street that I counted that we could use for overflow parking if it's needed. But we do have 2 parking lots on Summer Street, one behind 40 Summer Street, and one at what used to be a single family at 20 Summer Street, that we created as parking for 45 summer. So with those additional parking lots, we do have the 1.5 to 1 ratio that was required for the 36 units that are being completed now at 45 summer. And for 41 summer, we're hoping again to do a similar project as at 45 summer, with historic tax credits as well as an HDIP. And part of the feedback that we got from the state in applying for the HDIP program, they like the project as it's being completed. They've come out to visit 45 summer during construction, and they'd like to give us some money, is what they said. But it's hard for them to approve a rooming house project, and they'd prefer to see it as apartments. So that was also part of the feedback that led us to want to come back and try to get this approved as an apartment project, instead of just trying to move forward by right and renovate it as a rooming house, so that we can get additional funding, and hopefully that allows us to make a much nicer property that will have parking across the street at 40 Summer, instead of the other option that we could do by right. We'll be able to spend a lot more money, including some of the state's money on the building. One other thing worth noting is that both of these properties, 40 and 41 Summer, are in an opportunity zone, which has been helpful. And the capital that we've raised for these projects comes from investors who did want to shield capital gains from stock market gains that they had, and so that's fueling some of this investment. So I think those were the primary things that I wanted to bring up. The only abutter that did raise a concern, we did manage to speak to, and did ultimately support the project. And I think that what we're proposing is actually less dense than what we could do by right. Obviously, we are asking for a parking waiver, but we have an existing non-conforming rooming house that we're hoping to turn into apartments, and use a lot of the available parking across the street at 40 Summer to make that possible. So I'm happy to answer any questions, but hopefully that helped to clarify, why hopefully that this shouldn't be a difficult project to approve.
And I just got one direct question. On Main Street in Barrett, at the park, at Carter Park, when you have snow, those people will have to be off the street and go someplace.
Yes, that's right. So I should also point out, so at 41 Summer, these are going to be very small units. So they will have a full kitchen, which is going to be an improvement over not having a kitchen and being a rooming house. But these are going to be very small units, under 400 square feet on average. So these are not going to support families or households with multiple cars. So we think the parking that we have will be sufficient for them with a 1-to-1 ratio. We thought it was helpful to ask for the city's permission to let us use that street parking as overflow parking, but we definitely understand that it's not to be used for a snow emergency, and we would ask our tenants not to park there during a snow emergency.
Okay. Elizabeth, you want to enter into the letters, or do you want to read the letters from the mayor's office?
Sure. We have 3 letters that came in since the last
meeting.
the last meeting. Okay, I just got a notification from Zoom that this is going to last 10 more minutes, and then we have to restart the meeting. So this sounds like it's going to be very inconvenient. I signed up for a business account when I signed up for this, and then there were some glitches with Zoom where they processed a refund to us, which I didn't understand why. And when I contacted customer support, I had to wait a week to hear back, and they didn't give me a clear answer. So we'll all have to sign back in. So I'm going to read this, and as soon as it cuts out, I'm going to sign back in, and then we'll all have to sign back into the meeting. I apologize. This is
Technology is wonderful.
technology is.
Go as far as we can.
I wanted to tell you before it suddenly did that.
Okay.
So Let me open the letters.
Elizabeth, having used Zoom before, you may need to create a new meeting. We may not just be able to sign back in, but perhaps you've already figured that out.
Well, that would pose you some problems legally, wouldn't it?
That would
Yeah.
pose us some big problems.
Yeah, we can't, we gotta go into the
No
same
meeting.
meeting.
Because otherwise the
Hopefully
public
that's
wouldn't have
possible,
access.
and perhaps I'm mistaken.
Oh,
Well, we'll find out.
all right. So the first letter of support is from Peter Nile, the building inspector, stated June 9th. It says, "Dear members of the planning board, the units planned for 41 Summer Street are all efficiency apartments. Article 9, sections 22 to 46 shows an accessory apartment only requires one parking spot. These units are similar to an accessory apartment and one parking space should work. There are 2 municipal parking lots within walking distance if there is a need for additional parking. I'm writing in favor of this process, in favor of this project being approved, as it will have a great effect on the bettering of this neighborhood. Please direct any questions you may have to this office. Sincerely, Peter Nile, building inspector."
Okay,
Okay, so that's one letter. We have another letter. We have another one from the mayor and another from Nikki Peters, the economic development coordinator. And I'm going to open up the letter from the mayor's office next. It's dated June 12th. "Dear members of the planning board, I'm writing in support of the project at 41 and 40 Summer Street. 41 Summer Street is currently a boarding house and has numerous code violations and issues over the years. Converting this building into 21 studio apartments would greatly increase the value of the building as well as the value of the neighborhood as a whole. Without this change of use, the property will remain a boarding house and the developer will have 21 boarding house units versus 21 market rate apartment units. By allowing the developer to change the use of the apartments, we are supporting the ability for him to apply for HDIP, Housing Development Incentive Program tax credits with the state to invest more money into a building that is in need of renovation. With respect to parking, there's available overflow parking at Carter Park along Main Street and at metered spots throughout the downtown. For these reasons, I'm supportive of this project. Please feel free to contact me with any questions you might have. Sincerely, Mayor Mazzarella." And as I was reading that, I had a thought, if the meeting switches to end, it might give me the option to sign up for a full account. I have my wallet here, I can do that and hopefully keep the meeting going. So we'll try that. And then we have, yes.
Elizabeth, I'm sorry, this is Stephanie. Since Summer Street has been continued the most for this, is it possible, if everything is set into the record, if John can open to the public and maybe make a motion to the regular meeting to discuss and maybe get an answer then, a decision then? John, is that something that we can maybe swiftly do?
we could.
Okay,
We got one more letter.
okay.
Yeah, it's in my Google Drive and I have to navigate to
Okay,
it.
you want me to read it?
You have it, John? Go for it.
I got hard copy, yeah.
It's from Nikki Peters.
From Nikki Peters. This is Miss Wood, members of the planning board. I am writing in support of the project 4140 Summer Street. Currently, 41 Summer Street is a boarding house and 40 Summer Street is a 3-family. The improvements at both properties will be beneficial to the city, both in terms of cosmetic improvements to the overall area, but also improvement in assessed value and tax revenue to the city. The additional studio housing units provide much needed housing in our downtown area, and with the addition of the Twin Cities Rail Trail within the walking distance to the building, provides housing along transportation corridor that won't require a car to access train and many businesses, including Leominster Hospital. Along with the Twin Cities Rail Trail, many young professionals are looking for efficient, non-car dependent housing options, and I am very excited to see Leominster offering options like this. Dan and his team have been great partners with the city of Leominster in providing this area, and hope we are able to continue to work with him on many projects in the future. Okay?
And that was
There's
it.
an
That was,
additional one from Dan, but we've heard from Dan, so I'm just gonna leave that out. I'll just put it into the record as we get it. Okay? So, do we have any other discussion? Do I have any discussion for any board members? Is there any information now that we need that you request?
Yes,
Any new information?
this is Patrick. I have a question. How many
Go ahead.
different properties are involved with the 45 Summer Street parking plan?
Dan?
I can answer that question. It's a complicated answer. The short version is that there are 4 properties involved. One of which is simply involved by way of offering an easement to pass and repass, and that's a 6-family that is at 42-44 Summer Street. But the 3 properties that are directly involved are 45 Summer, which has, I believe, 29 spots actually on the property itself. And then we have 2 overflow lots. One is at 40R Summer and one is at 20 Summer. And
What-
all told, it's 54 spots.
And what does the ratio work out to be?
1.5.
So it's not really overflow, it's required space.
That's correct. We call it overflow, but yeah, that's what we call it internally. Right. It's what the Leominster guidelines require.
So with this project, we'd be looking at 6 properties to facilitate the parking for 2 or 3 properties?
No, the properties I just talked about related to 45 Summer are in no way related to this project. This project has separate ownership. So this project is only 40 Summer and 41 Summer, which is totally unrelated to the ownership. Well, not totally unrelated in that I'm involved, but completely different LLCs, completely different ownership groups from the other 4 properties that I just mentioned.
Right. The only connection is they're on the same 200-foot stretch of Summer Street.
Right.
Okay.
Do I have any other questions? I think with this, I tend to agree with the building inspector that the one should be sufficient for this, being they're so small that you're really, you're only gonna get one person in there, typically, or one professional. So, or again, a rooming house type person who wouldn't have a vehicle. I don't think that we're exacerbating the problem. We're improving the problem, improving the area. We already have an issue, and I believe we're not making it any worse. And I personally believe that it's better.
I can tell you, I'm just very concerned with the idea that we're going to be using the parking along Carter Park or Main.
all right, can everybody hear me?
I'm back.
All right, all I had to do was click reopen and it reopened it.
Okay.
Should we do for the record, John, should we do a roll call to make sure we have all the planning board members?
Sure, sounds good.
All right, John Souza,
Yeah.
Carol Vittorioso. Okay, we're missing Carol. Sal Ciccone, excused. Paul Weiser,
Here.
Fred Fredericks,
Here.
Patrick Perla,
Not yet.
Tom Kergnen.
Here.
Okay, so we're waiting on Carol to join.
And Patrick.
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 I'll text both of them and I apologize to everybody. This technology is new for all of us.
No problem.
Elizabeth, please note I see something at the top of the meeting that says Zoom meeting 40 minutes. I don't know if that's another extended time. So again, I do recommend moving to the regular meeting, at least for Summer Street, if we do get cut off.
I agree with that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that.
Thank you.
But we gotta get how many members do I have in now?
You're missing two.
Five.
You're missing Pat and Carol.
I'm texting them right now. I appreciate everyone's patience. I'm going to mute everybody. If you need to speak, go ahead and unmute yourself because the background noise is. So John, go ahead and unmute yourself.
I was unmuted.
Okay, good.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right.
Okay, Carolyn, Patrick's back. Carol's back.
Oh, okay, good.
Okay.
Okay. So we can continue. Do I have any further discussion on 4041? Any further information that anybody is requesting?
Patrick's trying to connect to audio.
Yeah, I don't see Patrick.
He's under Carolyn.
Ah, gotcha.
Can everyone see my screen again?
Yes.
Yeah.
I see one system. I see it now.
There you go. You got the letter up there now.
All right, so let Pat finish what he was saying, and then let's move into the regular meeting.
Yeah, go ahead, Pat.
No, I'm just concerned that we're like giving like a green light for city parking to be used for a private project. That concerns me. And the fact that everybody is somehow in favor of that is odd, but be that as it may, it's a concern for me.
Pat, I tend to agree with you, and really it should stand alone. That's a potential that somebody could park at Carter Park or on the street, but it really should only be a worst case scenario because there are events there, and we should make but we also have the option that we can allow the one parking place per unit. And we have parking there today. I really don't think it would be any worse than we already have.
John, didn't we do, when we did Enterprise Bank and Columbia Tavern, there was some discussion about on-street parking there. Did they do a master plan? And can't we do something similar to that? I'm certainly not opposed to it. I think it'll work, but I think we need to be consistent in how we deal with
You're correct, Carol.
projects.
Yeah, you're correct. When we did that, they did a whole downtown where they did look at the on-street parking for the Columbia Tavern, Mezcal, Ryan Time, and the bakery, and because there was some issues when they started Columbia Tavern moved in. So it has worked out. There was enough parking in the back, and unless there was a very big party, didn't seem to be an issue. Okay, because now over there you get Joseph's is closed, so you get their parking. So really, and that's worked out. So it hasn't been too much of an issue. But there was a master plan that was worked out downtown. And it looked at the parking, behind Mezcal and the Ryan Time. And the city parking there, because some of that's private, some of that's city. Some of that belongs to the woodblock building, some of it belongs to Brady's, where Brady's is now. So, but they've done all the upgrades there, and that's all been fixed up. So, haven't seen it, until things open up, we'll never know, but I really don't think it's gonna be much of an issue. Okay, do I have any more? I want to move on. Do I have a motion? A motion is in order to close the hearing for the site plan approval, 4041 Summer Street.
Do you have
Make
to
a
open it
motion.
to the public? This is Stephanie. John, I think you have to open them to the public first.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Sorry about that, Stephanie.
Yep.
I'm getting mixed up. Thank you.
Yep.
I need your
Yep.
help.
No worries.
Yeah, I'll open it to the public. Do I have any public members that wish to speak? I'll ask again, do I have anyone from the public that wishes to speak? Third and final time. Have anyone from the public wishes to speak? Now the motion is in order. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing for the
The site plan.
subdivision approval.
Site plan approval.
Site
Any
plan.
further discussion?
But don't we have to close the first one? Oh, I'm sorry.
First one is
All right,
public
site plan
meeting for site
approval. I'm
plan
sorry.
approval.
Yep, gotcha.
Okay. Any
Second,
further
Pat.
discussion? I have a second from Patrick. Any further discussion? Here none, I'll call for the roll call.
John
Roll call.
Souza,
Yes.
Carol Vittorioso,
Yes.
Sal Chaconi, excused, Paul Weiser,
Yes.
Fred Fredericks,
Yes,
Patrick Perla,
Yes.
Tom Kerrigan.
Yes.
Okay. Second motion is in order for a public hearing for special permit approval for 41 Summer Street.
make a motion to close that.
I have a
Second,
motion.
Pat.
I have a second. Any further discussion?
Nope,
Here none, I'll call for the vote. Roll call.
John Souza,
Yes.
Carol Vittorioso,
Yes.
Sal Chaconi, excused, Paul Weiser,
Yes.
Fred Fredericks,
yes,
Patrick Perla,
Yes.
Tom Kerrigan.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Do I have a motion to go to general meeting?
I'd make that motion, Fred.
I'll second. that.
Second, Pat.
Okay, I have a motion made and seconded to go to general meeting. All in favor, say aye. I don't think we have to roll call on this.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye,
Aye.
Okay. Call to order.
John Souza,
Yeah.
Carol Vittorioso.
Here.
Sal Chaconi, excused, Paul Weiser,
Here.
Fred Fredericks,
here,
Patrick Perla,
Here.
Tom Kerrigan.
Here.
Okay, motion to move to 5.1. Motion
So
on.
move, Pat.
Motion,
second,
Pat, seconded by who?
Fred.
Seconded by Fred to move to site plan approval 4041 Summer Street, 5.1. Do I have any further discussion?
Nope,
So are we looking for a waiver for 1.5 to 1
That is correct.
ratio?
You need a.
I don't disagree that the 1 to 1 ratio is probably sufficient for that type of apartment. I do have general concern, not that it's this applicant's issue. I think I was under the impression it was the same applicant as the other project. However, the parking there is getting a bit convoluted. And I've been to a lot of the events at Carter Park, and, there's there's really not that, if you're not parking kind of illegally, if you will, in the St. Leo's parking lot, there's really not a lot of parking over there. So I'm just a little concerned about that. I certainly don't disagree that it's going to improve the neighborhood overall, but just wanted to voice my concern in that regard.
Okay, that's fine.
Good point.
Yeah, well, first we have an amendment that we have to, a waiver that we have to approve. Okay, and that's for the, for one parking place per unit
Correct.
from the 1.5, as on zoning regulations. The planning board has the authority, okay, to waive 1/3, and that's exactly what we would be doing. Okay, so do I have a motion on the waiver?
I move to grant the waiver. This is Paul.
I'll
Paul, motion to move the waiver. I have a second.
Second.
Okay, any discussion on the waiver? Here none, I'll call to vote. All in favor of approving a waiver to 1 per unit for 4041 Summer Street, say aye.
Or you're going to have to call the roll.
Roll call.
Oh, roll call, so, yeah, sorry. Roll call, special permit.
John
Go ahead.
Souza,
Yay.
Carol Vittorioso,
Go down and click.
Yes.
There you go.
Sal Chaconi excused, Paul Weiser,
Yes.
Fred Fredericks,
Yes.
Patrick Perla,
Yes.
Tom Kergnen,
Yay.
John,
John?
John, that was it.
That was it?
We
What
had
was the
everybody
vote?
said yes. It was
Okay.
6-0.
Motion carries 6-0, okay. Motion carries. The second motion would be a special permit approval for use, 4041 Summer Street. Yeah, we have to, yeah, okay, site plan took, let's do that amendment again, just to cover ourselves. Okay, for amendment for the special permit to reduce parking to 1 per unit. Amendment, motion would be in order.
Isn't that what we just did?
For the site plan.
Oh,
That was
sorry.
the site plan, the others is on the special permit.
I again make the motion.
I'll
Motion made.
second it.
Seconded. Any discussion? Call for the roll call.
John Souza,
Yay.
Carol Vittorioso,
Yes.
Sal Chaconi excused, Paul Weiser,
Yes.
Fred Fredericks,
Yes.
Patrick Perla,
Yes.
Tom Kergnen.
Yay.
Okay, motion carries. Now on the special approval for 4041 Summer Street. Any further discussion? Motion is in order.
I make a motion.
Brad makes a motion. Do I have a second?
I'm sorry, is this the motion to approve the site plan first?
No, special permit. Okay, with amendment.
This is Paul. I'll
Oh,
second
the
it.
site-
Okay,
Don't we do the site plan first, though?
we did the site plan.
You did the waiver.
Did the waiver, did the site plan, and the site plan.
Both, I believe.
We did them both.
Okay, I'm sorry. Can I just clarify? This is Stephanie. So we did the waiver approval for both the site plan and the special permit. And now are we doing the?
No.
Okay. I just want to make sure for the record I have it correct.
Pretty
No,
sure.
I
that's
agree.
good, John.
We first had a motion, we carried for the waiver for the site plan approval for 1 per unit. We voted on that in
Correct.
affirmative. Then we had the site plan approval itself, and we voted in affirmative of that with the waiver. Now I have to do the same for the special permit. I need
Okay.
2 votes.
Okay, thank you.
So the first is on the waiver. I have a motion made by Fred, seconded by
Paul?
Paul. Thank you. Okay, this is on the waiver for the special permit. Okay, for 1 per unit. Roll call.
John Souza,
Yay.
Carol Vittorioso,
Yes.
Sal Chaconi, excused, Paul Weiser,
Yes.
Fred Fredericks,
Yes.
Patrick Perla,
Yes.
Tom Kergnen.
Yes.
Okay, now on the special permit with the waiver. Motion is in order.
Same motion to approve.
Motion by Fred, seconded by
That
Paul.
was, that
Is
was
there-
Paul.
Oh, that was Paul, okay. I got,
Anyway, doesn't matter.
And is there any conditions beside the standard conditions?
standard conditions.
And any department head,
Yep. Standard conditions apply,
Okay, thank you.
okay? All in favor, roll call.
John Souza,
Yay.
Carol Vittorioso,
Yes.
Sal Chaconi, excused, Paul Weiser,
yes.
Fred Fredericks,
Yes.
Patrick Perla,
Yes.
Tom Kergnen.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Good luck, gentlemen.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it, guys.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Right.
And Dan, I'll get your approval out. It might be a couple days just because I've been sick. I'll probably be out of the
course.
office tomorrow, but you'll get it.
Sure. Thank you all very much. I really appreciate it.
Take care, Dan.
Okay, the next one is a 6:45. Oh, yeah. Open public meeting for a subdivision regulation amendment on centralized mail delivery for new developments.
Can we already do this?
Do I have any discussion on this? I'll open this up to the public. Or do I have a representative from the post office?
Not today.
Do I have an opening? I'll open up to the public. Do I have any comments from the public? Okay,
The post office did, though, by email say they were in strong support of this, and they were very excited by the prospect of the city supporting them in their service.
Corner, it did say recording before.
Yeah.
Now it's
Okay, I
recording.
do see it up there now again.
Now it is.
okay.
Welcome back, Elizabeth.
Elizabeth is back. Okay, do we have any other discussion on this?
You're on mute, Elizabeth.
Mail delivery.
You gotta unmute yourself, Elizabeth.
All right.
There you go.
There you go.
I'd make a motion to close the public hearing.
I
I
have
will
a
second
motion.
that. This is Paul.
Yes, motion made and seconded to close the public hearing.
Okay.
All in favor, roll call.
John Souza,
Yay.
Carol Vittorioso,
Yes.
Sal Chaconi, excused, Paul Weiser,
Yes.
Fred Fredericks,
Yes.
Patrick Perla,
Yes.
Tom Kergnen.
Yes.
Motion carries. Okay, the second was an open public meeting for subdivision regulation, amendment to sidewalk width from 4 feet to 5 feet. Open discussion. Do I have anyone who wishes to make a motion or to discuss this?
Hey, John, just a suggestion. You might want to back up and go over those two last items so that they're fully recorded and fully voted. The two changes to the subdivision regs, because I know I don't think anyone's ever going to challenge it, but it just to make sure that you get a full recording of the vote and the discussion.
Question to Stephanie.
Yes.
Did you get that in your minutes?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
And I think going forward, Elizabeth, you can add me on as a co-host. So if things like this happen in the future, I'll be able to jump in your place.
Good.
Shouldn't happen again because I'm on a computer that I know.
It's showing recording now.
Okay, so I'm opening the sidewalk width.
Okay. So we'll take the vote on the sidewalk width again. Okay, I had a motion and a second for the sidewalk width from 4 feet to 5 feet. We'll go for another roll call.
John Souza,
Yay.
Carver Torioso.
Yes.
Sal Chaconi, excused. Paul Weiser.
Yes.
Fred Fredericks.
Yes.
Patrick Perla.
Yes.
Thomas Kergnen.
Yes.
Okay. The next one is a public hearing, a motion accepted. Next one's a public hearing for special permit approval for 17 Gordon Street for ground-mounted solar energy system. I've looked at these plans. They've asked for a significant amount of waivers, which I don't agree to. We've got to have an engineered plan. It all it shows is a block. It doesn't show the fence. It doesn't show any of the engineering, and it's at best a sketch. And I don't feel it's acceptable to make a decision on.
I believe the
Do you have
applicant,
any other comments?
Is the applicant on?
the applicant's here, Leah Tierney.
Do I have anybody representing the homeowner?
I'm unmuting her. Leah?
Sorry, I'm just checking with Rick Lamont. He's actually my supervisor. He's also on as well.
Can't hear her.
She said
Yeah,
her
Rick.
supervisor is also on.
That's Rick. He's muted right now. Here he is.
Yes, sorry for that. It sounds like Leah's connection isn't that good.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know what just happened.
Nonetheless, I'm Rick Lamont, operations manager at New England Clean Energy. We're the solar contractor that the homeowners at 17 Gordon have contracted with.
Okay.
So at least 2 engineering documents, the stamped plot plan that was provided, it is, for all intents and purposes, like you said, a bit more of a sketch than a detailed plan. We do have engineering documents related to the racking structure and other particulars electrically and what have you that can be provided. That wasn't our understanding as part of this application.
Well, just short, we're in newbie territory here, okay? And we're being very cautious because all you show is a square. Yeah, it could be just about anything in that square. There's supposed to be a 5-foot setback, okay? It doesn't show the setback. There's supposed to be a fence for screening. You want to waiver the fence. These are things to protect the neighbors, okay? So that's why some of the things, are you going to go underground with your wiring? Are you going to go overhead? Doesn't tell me. Are you going to, where is your inverter going to be? Is it with the material, with the equipment, or is the inverter in the home where the noise would be secluded? If you have an inverter outside, what is the dB on the inverter?
Yep. No, so all that information, I do believe we were requesting waivers for such, given the scale of this project and being that it is residential, from a sound perspective, which the data sheets provided do indicate it is very quiet relative to. It's only got a couple of computer fans that make any noise in it. From a screening perspective, my understanding is conversations that the homeowners had with neighbors, there hasn't been any concern or issue with them constructing said system. And we're also looking at, like say, from the residential nature of this project, the height, it's akin to an accessory building or a shed, if you will, in what it is, but more detail can definitely be provided.
Yeah, that's the type that I want to be honest with you, okay? We're in the process now of writing a new ordinance for homes, okay? And you're sort of ahead of the curve, but because of that, I have to be very cautious. And that's my problem at this point. I haven't had
Understandable.
any input from neighbors yet, okay? And traditionally, we don't just accept hearsay. We like to hear a neighbor say something or a petition signed there too. So, and that's what we got from another one that we have approved. We actually got a letter from the neighbors. So that type of information, without any problem, I'd like to continue this hearing, okay, and gather that information. And maybe you can sit down with Elizabeth and go over some of the other details that we may have an issue with, and then we'll come back in a month and we can get it done. I'm not opposed to it. I just want to make sure that we do it right.
Cross our T's and dot our I's. Understood.
Okay?
I'll make a motion to continue the public hearing until the August 3rd meeting at 6:40.
Second.
We have one
Perhaps
very after
6:35.
6:30.
I think
So
we,
this is 6:40, right?
You said 6:40, Elizabeth.
Yeah, no, I got it.
Okay.
perhaps
Yeah, before I do
6:35.
that,
I don't.
Do
Is
I have
Mary
anyone
Avenue-
else wishes to speak?
I
Somebody,
apologize.
somebody wants to talk. Dave, looks like.
Oh, excuse me.
I'm trying to open it up.
Can you hear me?
Can't hear him.
Can you hear us?
Yes.
All right. I don't, it probably doesn't matter, but I mean, we are the homeowners and, you know, I'm not sure, you know, if there's anything that we can say that can help this process along.
We've actually spoken to neighbors and they have received letters and they don't have a problem with any of it. I
Right.
mean, actually, they've even come to the house and they said, no, we don't have a problem with any of that,
Yeah.
you know. But with the letter that went out, it should have said, please return this with a, you know, telling them that you're waiting for some kind of an answer as to whether they're going to oppose it or not. And they don't seem to have a problem with it. And we've been trying to do this now for over a year.
Okay, well, it's just coming to us now. You're caught in a, you know, rock and a hard place because we don't have, we're trying to work out something where we don't have a real ordinance to give us clear guidance. So we're trying to get the clear guidance and we want to work with you, believe me.
Okay.
I've worked on a lot of solar projects. I believe in solar projects. We're just trying to do it right. So we'll get this other documentation. In a lot of other places, I looked at other zoning, other towns. That's what they require. And we are going to make it a lot less restrictive than the commercial operations, but we still want to protect the neighborhood.
Yeah, we
No.
do have,
That's understood.
we do have the 5 feet, you know, from the fencing too. There is a fence going around the whole property. So there is fencing, you know, between us and the neighbors and so forth.
So we actually just
Yeah.
put in a brand new white vinyl fence around the property.
Yeah, we have been waiting for it to get put in. So it's now in. So everything is there in place.
I've looked at your lot size. I've looked at where you are. I've looked at the maps, okay? You meet 99 and 9/10 of all what we're gonna have for requirements. We're just trying to get everything squared away. We've been a little cautious, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Because
Understood.
anything that we come up with you, if we waive a lot of stuff, Charlie Brown can come down and say, well, you waived it for them, you gotta waive it for us. And it may be a totally different situation. So we want to get it on paper and get it clarified. We will have that all done by next month.
All right, understood.
Okay.
Okay?
One
We're
more
trying to
month.
work with you, believe me. I'm sorry. That was a whole
One
up.
more month.
All right, thank you.
It hasn't been fun.
Okay. I'd be glad to stop by and talk to you. Okay?
That'd be
Any-
great.
anytime,
We
anytime.
usually,
Okay.
Yeah.
Glad to do it.
thank you.
Okay, let's move on.
Okay, just for the record, we have 3 minutes and then we'll have to go through that burdensome process of signing
see
back
you
on
again.
again because we're running out of time.
So should we make a motion to close this, to continue this, or did we
Let's
do that?
continue the August. I already have a motion by Patrick, I believe.
Right.
The 6:35, I would do,
Yeah.
I agree. Can we change it to 6:35? I think that would be prudent.
just in case Mary
6:35
Avenue doesn't
fine.
actually go on.
Okay, roll call.
John Souza,
Aye.
Carol Vittorioso,
Here.
Sal Chaconi. Excused. Paul Weiser,
Yes.
Fred Fredericks,
Yes.
Patrick Perla,
Yes.
Tom Kergnen.
Yes.
Motion carries. Okay.
Move to minutes. 2.0.
I think that's all the hearings. No, yeah, minutes. Those
Make
are
a
the
motion.
minutes. We've already opened the hearing.
Make a
Open the
motion
meeting.
to accept the minutes of May 18th.
I have a motion made and seconded to accept the minutes of May 18th. Do I have any further discussion? Here none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
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 Who say no?
Aye.
It has to be a roll call.
Roll call, yeah.
John Souza,
Aye.
Carol Vittorioso,
Yes.
Sal Chaconi, excused. Paul Weiser,
Yes.
Fred Fredericks,
Yes.
Patrick Perla,
Yes.
Tom Kergnen.
Yes. Uh-oh.
Okay. 213 Nashua Street, special permit approval for use.
Okay, just real quick, it's about to reload, and there's a button here that says upgrade, and when I clicked it, it says I'm already on a paid service. So I don't know why I'm on a paid service that I paid for, and it's doing this. So I'll have to figure that out for the future. But it's gonna probably, as we're talking about 213 Nashua Street, it's gonna cut out, and then I'll sign right back on.
Okay.
Okay.
We
I
have
have-
to schedule that,
In your
right?
packet, there's information about 213 Nashua Street. You might want to look at that while I'm reloading it.
Yeah, this one just needs to be scheduled. That's it for
That's
8/3.
it.
That's just scheduling.
It's just scheduling.
So I make a motion to schedule it for the August meeting at 6:45 or
6:40.
6:40.
6:40.
I'll second that. This is Paul.
Motion made and seconded to schedule to 6:40. All in favor, say aye.
Roll call.
Roll
Or
call.
roll call, rather.
Less than a
John Souza.
minute, hurry.
Hurry up.
Yay.
Carol Vittorioso.
Yes.
Sal Chaconi, excuse Paul Weiser.
Yes.
Fred Fredericks.
Yes.
Patrick Perla.
Yes.
Tom Kergnen.
Yes.
Good.
All right. See you all in a minute.
Yeah,
As
it's
we
just
get
gonna
ready
fade out
to-
in a second.
Okay.
I think I have to wait for it to do that before I can.
Okay. A&R for Industrial Road.
You gotta wait a minute,
appreciate
John.
everyone's endurance through this process.
Well, thanks for paying
I'm
attention to
gonna
the
have
clock.
some words with Zoom because I had concerns and I've been working with them all week. And thank you, everybody, for your
Yep.
patience.
3.2.
Is everybody back?
Yep.
Okay. 3.2 A&R for Industrial Road, map 256, parcel 3C.
Okay, I'm gonna have to share my screen and I'm gonna have to pull up my Google Drive. So
Do you want me to do it? Do you want me to do it? I can do
if you have it right there, go for it.
Yeah,
Bill.
I do.
So do I right click?
Host.
on you?
It just says that the host disabled the screen sharing.
Here, I'll make you the host for a hot minute. There you go. You can do whatever you need.
Okay. Can you see my screen?
Oh, you got no video right now, Bill.
He's got video. No video, but no video.
No, I have, you guys can't hear me?
I can hear
I
you.
can hear you.
Let's see.
We can hear you. We can't see you.
Hmm.
Maybe you gotta,
Gonna turn
It's an
your,
ideal situation, almost.
Perfect.
Video's
But
down bottom
you should
left-hand
be able to
corner.
see my screen though. That's the bigger thing.
There you are, Bill.
we can see you.
Can you see my screen?
no, not yet, but that's progress.
Or not?
Now it's,
That's,
now,
yeah, there you go.
All right. So this plan is a division of the land that it currently exists. The lot line right now is this dashed line that comes up through here. And as you can see, it goes through the building.
Okay,
And this was built back this is the old Liberty Fitness Center. And so what we're doing basically just moving the lot line over to put the building in conformance and get the building on the right lot, on a lot by itself. That's it.
Bill, does that allow for any setback requirements?
Yes.
Okay,
looks pretty straightforward.
yep, pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Motion would be in order to accept.
I make a
Aye.
motion to endorse.
I'll second that. This is Paul.
Motion made and seconded for endorsement. Call for the roll call.
John Souza,
Yay.
Carol Vittorioso,
Yes.
Sal Chaconi, excuse, Paul Weiser,
Yes.
Fred Fredericks,
Yes,
Patrick Perla,
Yes.
Tom Kergnen.
Yes.
Motion carries. Okay. Old business. Continued subdivision approval for Murray Avenue, 1175 Main Street. This has been continued. 5.1's been taken care of. 5.2's been taken care of. 5.3 was taken care of. 5.4 and 5.5.
Well, we haven't voted on 5.3, have we?
I thought we did.
no,
I think we closed the public hearing.
We had the public hearing on those.
yeah, we closed the public.
No, we
hearing.
closed the public, we didn't discuss it, that's right. We got to vote on those now. Okay. On 5.3, subdivision regulation amendment on centralized mail delivery for new developments. Do I have any discussion?
I would recommend approval. This is Paul.
Okay,
I second.
recommended by Paul, seconded by
Patrick,
Pat. Any further discussion? Here none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, roll call.
John Souza,
Yay.
Carol Vittorioso,
Yes.
Sal Chaconi, excused, Paul Weiser,
Yes.
Fred Fredericks,
yes,
Patrick Perla,
Yes.
Tom Kergnen.
Yes.
Okay, 5.4, subdivision regulation amendment on sidewalk width from 4 to 5 feet. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none, no. Call for, do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second. Again, Paul.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor, roll call.
John Souza,
Yay.
Carol Vittorioso,
Yes.
Sal Chaconi, excused, Paul Weiser,
Yes.
Fred Fredericks,
yes,
Patrick Perla,
Yes.
Tom Kergnen.
Yes.
Motion carries. 5.5 has been continued to August. 6.1, request for approval of minor modification. The site plan approval for Brooks Pond on Central Street, lots 4D1, now 4D2, 4E, now 4E, 2A and 2B. Planning board to make determination if application received is considered minor or major modification. We need some plans and some discussion on this.
John, since I
Bill,
still
can you
have
take care
control
of
of the, I still have control of the board, so.
Okay, good.
This is the plan that we submitted for the minor modification. And I wanted just to compare that to the previous plan. This is the plan approved in 2016. And just zooming in a little bit to specific areas. This is the 100 building. And as you can see from that plan, there were certain units that were approved with residential apartments within them in that area, these areas here. And part of what happened going back to this was that the property line changed from one location to another. So these units got flipped from the back lots, which were unconstructed, to the main lot that was constructed. In this rendition, what we're looking at doing is shuffling some of those units around. So in the previous shot, this building was a 4-unit building. So we're going to make that a 3-unit building and put the 4th unit in this location here. Going back and forth, you can kind of see those. That's this unit right here. We're now making it. So we've taken this 4, made it a 3, and put 1 unit over here.
Okay.
Then we've added a single unit in this location here, and that is what is now known as 4D-2 for the lot area, and that lot was approved or endorsed by the planning board some time ago and is on record. And the calculations show the lot area, the upland area, and the maximum unit count of 223, and the proposed units on the property, including the 30-unit buildings, there's 7 of them, is 220 units on this piece of land. Okay, so the modification really is to take this 4, make it a 3, put 1 unit over here, and add 1 unit in this location here, still within the zoning count.
Yeah, pretty straightforward.
What are these gonna be, like just townhouses?
No, these are garage units. They're a single level. They're basically going to have the same elevation and size as the garages they have right now. They're just converting 2 of the garage bays, if you will, into an actual unit.
Oh, okay.
All right. And then the second, so there's 2 applications submitted to you because one is relative to lot 4D, what was known as 4D1. When this lot line changed over here, it became lot 4D2. So that was the change in the designation of the lots. So this is the changing of the lot, changed the area, changed the designation, and this modification is to change to add 1 more unit in its location in that area there. The second modification was, if you recall, we had split these 2 lots, this 1 lot into 2, 4E2A and 2B.
Okay.
And the previous approval has, if you will, has these 3 units approved as units for the project. We're now adding 3 more units in this location here. So this building, this property had, basically they had the 3 here plus the original 4 on this lot, if you will, combining these 2 pieces.
Okay.
So they had, what we're basically doing is adding 3 more units to this side. So this, on the lot calculation, would be allowed under the zoning 66 units, a 30, and 6 units, and we're proposing 66 units on this back piece.
On that piece, yeah.
It remains unchanged with 2 30-unit buildings and 60 units being allowed, 60 being proposed. So these 2 lots are eventually going to be combined. We did this partly as part of financing to allow the financing of this building, these 2 buildings, which is pretty much complete. And now they're working on the construction of these 2 buildings here. This building is framed. This one, the foundation is going in right now. So once the financing is wrapped up, they'll be basically joining the properties back together. But those are the changes: adding 3 units to the back, adding 1 unit to the front.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. One of the changes right now within the manager's apartment is in this building here, but right now the manager's apartment is being utilized as a combination fitness room and community room. Part of the office for the rental unit is also being used as part of that use. Those are now, we're going to basically be taking those uses out of this building and creating a separate structure that will house those 2 units that is joined to the existing office building. That's it.
Does this have any impact on the sewerage or the flow or electricity?
Nope.
And what are we adding? Any more? We get a total of 6 units?
We're adding a total of 3 units to the back and 1 unit to the front. A total of 4 units increased on the entire project. That's it.
Okay,
over what's approved.
over what's approved.
Correct.
Okay. Okay, I'll open it up to the members. What do they think?
Looks fine to me.
Well, Bill,
Well,
can
we
you
gotta
just,
make a determination if this is a minor or a major
yeah.
modification.
So
That's
Bill,
what-
and I'm not opposed to this, but can you just give your reasons why this should be considered minor?
Going from 347 units to 351 units seems pretty minor. And the types of units we're creating are for a different purpose that Peter has found evolving as he's going through the process of the buildings. So I know Peter's on if he wants to speak to that.
Yeah, I'll be happy to answer any questions.
It doesn't change anything with the drainage, doesn't change anything with the sewer. No utilities are being changed. The impervious area is the same because these were garage units anyways, over what was approved. This building on the old plan is probably this is probably a little smaller than what was previously approved. I can zoom in here. So we had, to look at the number of parking spaces we had 8 spaces there, and we're now going to have 3 spaces and 5. So we haven't changed the parking count for this area. So relatively minor in my view.
Okay,
Can I talk now?
go ahead.
Oh, yeah, and the common room was with the 4 units.
Right. You see.
In the
And then
previous
if you
one.
just we want to keep the office and the common room because they tend to use the help from the office as the same people. And it's helpful for us to set things up for meetings and different things if we're right in the same area. Otherwise, we'd be across the street with the residential units. And then I turned them so that I could view the pond instead of just being near it. So it was kind of minor.
Okay,
I would say it's minor. That's my view.
Agree.
okay.
I was concerned at first, but now that I see it on the plan, I would consider it in the grand scheme of things, relatively speaking, that it's minor.
Okay, Carol, you make that as a motion?
I do.
Consider it a minor modification?
I'll second that. Paul?
I have a motion by Carol, seconded by Paul, to consider these changes a minor modification. Any further discussion on whether it's a minor or major modification? Hearing none, I'll call for the roll call. All in favor of this property being a minor modification, say roll call aye.
John Souza,
Aye.
Jack Caravaturioso,
Aye.
Sal Chaconi, excuse, Paul Weiser,
Yes.
Fred Fredericks. Fred Fredericks?
You lost him.
We lost Fred. Patrick Perla.
Yes. No, I'm here. Yes.
Fred, okay. Yes for Fred Fredericks. Tom Kergnen.
Yes.
Motion carries, gentlemen. Okay,
You want me to finish the meeting for you guys?
what's that? Yeah, can we have our meeting back?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how I give it back.
I can pull it up. It's just,
Okay.
no, you don't have this.
I might yell out motion to adjourn anytime, you know. So,
No. We got the other stuff.
You can do that.
Okay, discussion, subdivision regulation on bond release procedure. Okay,
Everybody should look in their packets. There's a folder on this one called Subdivision Regulations Bond Release Procedure. So you should have that. And
okay.
while you're looking at, can everybody find that?
Can you bring it up?
I'm working on it.
Okay,
Bill, you're still host. Did you?
I don't know how to give up control.
Okay.
My wife says I'm a control freak.
I'm gonna tell her you said that.
He's right here, so.
I do see it.
Are you on video? So I can have to take my license.
We can figure this out.
I'm going through the pull down and I don't see any.
It gave me the option to take it back, but it's not showing it right now. I do remember seeing it.
I have to.
Bill, I see a blue share button over to the right on your screen.
Host disabled.
No, that just allows me to add more people to the meeting. And what, that's actually my screen, you know?
Yep.
I mean, the only thing I can look at is stop sharing my screen. Start with that.
Okay, that did
I
something.
can reclaim host now.
All right.
I got
Off
it.
you go.
Thanks, Bill.
Got it.
Good,
I don't
thanks,
have to
guys.
see my okay. It's gonna take me a moment to pull this up. Go. Application. Safari. All right, almost there.
Elizabeth, you'll be an expert.
I know, we're gonna get so good at this. Here we go. Can you see my screen yet?
Nope.
Okay, well, I have it up on my screen, so all I need to do is share my screen and then you'll have it. Here we go.
I did read it already.
Uh-huh. Ah, here we go. I'll read it just to cover it, okay? On the performance guarantees, H, release of financial performance guarantee. Upon completion of improvements required by these regulations, the applicant may request either partial or full release of a bond by submitting a written statement on completion and request release to the planning board and to the city clerk. It says town clerk in here.
The city clerk.
I should read city clerk. Okay. The amount of such completion and request for release to the planning board. Okay. The amount of which the board, the amount of which bond or deposit of money or lender's agreement may be reduced by a majority vote of the planning board, where a majority is considered 4 out of 7 members. Okay. It reads, followed in procedure by a majority vote of the city council, striking that this does not require city council approval. It's a planning board approval at this point. So the followed in procedure by majority vote of city council would be struck. The applicant shall present to the board a list of all conditions, items performed or completed. Said list is based on subdivision approval and subdivision regulations in their entirety, as well as completed as-built drawings reviewed and approved by the Department of Public Works. Anybody have any questions on paragraph 1?
Nope.
Okay. The second, paragraph 2, the amount to be reduced by the planning board after consultation with the Board of Public Works shall be based upon federal and state prevailing wage construction costs the time the application reduction is made. Second paragraph, pretty clean, and that's what we've had all along. Any discussion?
Nope.
3, the planning board should withhold adequate funds to complete the project, including as-built plans and street accepted plans as approved, but shall withhold no less than 40% of the original approved estimate. We haven't adhered to that, so the 40%, we've been going to 30 and 20%. So this has been in there for 40%. So should just continue it. There is a change on this on 4. At the completion of the project, based on a written acceptance from the planning board that the project has been completed and a 1-year warranty period, weathering one complete winter, environment December 1st, April 3rd, without damage, or the damage, if occurred, has been repaired to the satisfaction of the Public Works Department. The amount withheld shall be released upon, now this has been added, upon receipt of filed data for road transfer to the city of Leominster, and the applicant has requested a road acceptance to the city council. So that last part is basically, they have to do all the things, but they also have to take, when everything is done, they have to then make sure they get the deed to complete, okay? And then they have to go to the city clerk, and which is the city, to take and give them the deed and have a petition to the city council to have the road accepted. At that point, they would get final bond release. Any discussion or comments?
May I comment?
Yep.
Okay, so what I've been doing this for a while, and I kind of think there's something missing. The problem is that the city council does not have to accept the road. In some cases, like for example, the road that we have as a city road in Brooks Pond, it's actually the requirement of the planning board that it never be sent in as a public way.
Peter?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Just to let you know. Now, I'm clear on that.
Yeah.
We do not and we cannot request the city council, okay, to accept the road. All we do is petition, okay,
right,
or that the paperwork has to be made available.
So let me explain where the problem is. So what happens is we're assuming that the city council is going to approve the road. So what we do procedurally is we go through the motions and we submit it to the DPW. Once they've approved it, everything gets sort of sent along. What's missing is that in all cases, a road subdivision should have a homeowners association in place as part of the approval in the event and then up until the road is accepted by the city. What's happened is that the process stopped along the way. You guys would get the DPW to react, and they would review the project and they'd approve it. You release the bond, but that process never completed itself because the baton gets passed to the city council, and it's now up to them. By the time some of these projects have been finally looked at, what happens is that the roads are now in disrepair. So what I think should really be the case is that every single road subdivision should have a homeowners association up until the time that the road is accepted as a city street. That would cover you not in the event that the city council does not want to take the road. That's what some of the other communities do. Like 99% of the time, they'll probably take the road. But what if they don't? And they're not required to. And so
Yeah, you're right.
it should be an either or. And if a homeowners association is put together and is part of the approval, it would stand on itself until the city council accepts the road. And it would also behoove the developer and the lot owners to take responsibility of the road until such time as that happens. And it's a pretty elegant way of curing it. But we're always going to have these situations where we don't have control over whether the road is accepted or not. We can control the developer, make them submit it. And politically right now, they want the roads. But that has not always been the case. And it may not be the case in the future. So I just think it should have a provision that a homeowners association is put together and is in control of it until such time as the city accepts it as a road. That's all I say.
Let me get that in a second. We could add, okay, in 4, okay, another sentence. An alternative to acceptance of the road by the city, no, at the completion of the project, that the road that a homeowners association be established until and shall continue until the road is accepted by the city council. How does that sound?
That's basically it, but you might want to spend some time sort of looking at what the other communities have written.
Yeah, we can wordsmith it.
Yeah, rather than shooting from the hip, I think that's a good idea.
You want to put that in and then bring it back in August?
Elizabeth, why don't we take another look at this and see if we find in other communities?
Okay.
Private homeowners. So why don't we take and continue this one?
I can have something by the August 3rd meeting. It'll be fine.
Okay, fine. So for performance, why don't we make that a motion to continue the on the bond release procedure to be continued until the August 3rd meeting.
I make a motion, this is Fred, to move it to the August 3rd.
I'll second that. This is Paul.
I have a motion made and seconded. And if you guys have any other comments, feel free to get them to us.
Thank you, Peter, for the very important insight.
Yeah, appreciate the input.
I have some language I can share with you, Elizabeth. So I'll get
Okay.
this before the end of the
You
week.
want to email me or?
I'll email it to you.
Okay, that would work.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Roll call.
Roll call.
John Souza.
Yay.
Carver Torioso.
Yes.
Sal Chaconi, excuse. Paul Weiser.
Yes.
Fred Fredericks.
Yes.
Patrick Perla.
Yes.
Tom Kerrigan.
Yes.
Motion carries.
7.1.
Do we have a director's report?
Yeah, I have some good news to report. Everybody, Paul has asked to be serve another term. He has said he's willing to do that, and the mayor's office is nominating him to the city to serve another term.
Good.
I don't have the date on that. It might be this month. I'll find out, but it's coming up. And then I want to thank everybody, and everyone did great with the technology except for me. I apologize for that, and I appreciate you enduring through, and we'll figure it out before the next meeting.
Sooner or later, we're gonna have to have a meeting. I would think.
Yeah.
Someday.
Hopefully we'll have an in-person meeting maybe.
Yeah.
Someday.
Before we adjourn, I'd like to say something on good news, and Tommy would appreciate. He's a golfer. Yesterday, I was with my son and my grandson, and my son got a hole-in-one on the 4th hole at Manustock.
All right.
166 out, blue in the corner.
That's so great. How cool is
Love
that?
Congratulations.
I didn't think it was you, John.
I got one once, right through the clown's mouth.
Yeah, through the clown's mouth at Mason's.
Great. Thank you, everybody.
A motion is in order to adjourn.
Turn.
Yes.
That's my only job.
Tom is voting in Tom's motion.
Second it.
Do I have a second on that?
Yeah, I second it.
You got a second, Freddie? Okay, good. Roll call.
John Souza,
Yay.
Carol Vittorioso,
Yes.
Sal Chaconi, excuse Paul Weiser,
Yes.
Fred Fredericks,
Yes.
Patrick Perla,
Yes.
Tom Kergnen.
Yes, and my butt hurts. Let's go.
Okay.
You should have been walking around your kitchen like I was,
I
Tom.
know. That's why you don't show. Oh, there you are.
Just at the end.
Yeah.
He's been hiding on us.
Bye, everybody.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Going for a drink.
Good.
Take care.
All right. Meet you there.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.